What's good, everybody? Scary Gary back in the house. The amazing Jekyll Juggalo. That's right. I'm back for day 2 of my retirement videos. Like I said yesterday, I'm going to release a video every day for the next 17 days, leading up to the release of the Great Milenko 20th Anniversary Gold Edition album. What? 20 years since that bitch came out? One of the best ICP albums ever. I mean, ICP was getting on the map, but when that came out, it really helped their popularity out and put them on the scene for that bit. Introduced a lot of people, fans to this day, regular everyday music listeners. When they talk about ICP, Insane Clown Posse, the first thing they relate to is the Great Milenko. So I thought it would just be a great way to send this channel out with a bang and do an unboxing vid of that album when it comes out. But in the meantime, like I said, I got a lot of videos to make. So why not, for day 2, take a trip down memory lane? I started this channel doing CD unboxings, talking about ICP, psychopathic stuff, whether it's ICP, Twisted, Blaze, little artists on the label, whatever, you know, showcasing all kinds of different merch. But I have a box down here. Let's take a look. This box is full of all kinds of albums. Things that I've showed over the years, reviewed, unboxed, whatever. And I thought it would just be fun just to open that up, pull them out, and take a peek at some of these old CDs that have like helped pave the way for this channel. So let's take a look at all this junk, shall we? Okay, here we are. We're coming at you in glorious 4K. Oh my goodness. And there's the box right there. It says Gary's Stuff. ICP. That's right. That box was made whenever I got divorced back in 2011 and I moved out. Moved to my own pad. And just, you know, Gary Stuff, ICP. That way you knew what it was. It was a bunch of CDs. And here's the contents. And you might notice, like, I'm kind of separated into 2 piles. Can you take a guess what the piles represent? You know you're right. It represents an underground divided, because that is what has fucking happened with our beloved underground music. You're either psychopathic or Magic Ninja now. I mean, not really. Some people, a lot of people are both. There's a lot of people that still want them to come together and be like one big family again. We can only hope that that will happen someday. But until that happens, it's like you got some people are on two different sides. You got everybody who just loves Twisted, says they're way better than this ICP, and then you got the hardcore juggalos that have been down since day 1 that are sticking by their homie side. So let's go ahead and take a look at the elephant in the room that is the former Psychopathic Records artist known as Magic Ninja Entertainment. Yes, that's right. This is the MNE pile right here. Let's start with the underdog right here. AMB. The Axe Murder Boys. You guys have seen this album. I believe I've done a video strictly to this album. But here they are. Bones and Otis. Or what? Young Wicked now. Excuse me. And yeah, they are now repping Magic Ninja Entertainment. So they have a nice M&E on their albums now versus that sweet ass Hatchet Man. So there you go. There's A and B right there. And then going on to the artist that, I mean, it just shocks me. But, I mean, it's whatever. You got Mr. Boondocks here with his Abaddon album. I really dug this. It was a nice little return to Psychopathic. And it's got some pretty good hits on it. Of course, his Psychopathic debut, The Harvest. When this album came out, it like really caught me by surprise. I was like, what's this country scarecrow dude they're going to go with and then you pop it in, and then 7 plays, and you're like, oh my god, that's some dope ass shit. And then Boondocks, he's a good rapper. I mean, you know, it is what it is. You know, his EP Pumpkinhead. This one's never been opened actually. Steel sealed. And then the very well loved South of Hell, produced by Mikey Clark, the legendary Mikey Clark. This album was dope as fuck. And yeah, this is autographed by Boondocks. Then we're gonna go on with the dead one. Motherfucking Blaze, you dead homie. Got that One Less G in the Hood. The remastered deluxe G edition has both albums on it. His first EP and then the LP and a couple extra bonus tracks. And then you have the original, my very original, this old ass album. Look how water damaged it is and broke up. But Blaze, you dead homie, One Less G in the Hood. And this album was like dope as fuck. This made me a hardcore Blaze fan. I was like, whoa, this dude can fucking rap, man. And little did, you know, I mean, of course you knew, you could tell in the jewel case when you read the book that, you know, Monoxide wrote a lot of his lyrics with him and shit. But Blaze, he just performed them really well. Solid album. And then you got his transformation when he stopped making albums for a little bit, and then he came back, and he was Colton Grundy. That's right. Of course, it says Blaze right in there, but this is the Colton Grundy album. That's what he wanted to go by. He was changing his name to. And this album, you know, a lot of people like it. I mean, it's got some good shit on it, you know. I like Shotgun and Mr. Dead Folks. You know. But, you know, stick your hands up. Okay, let me rephrase. It's a good album. At first, when I first listened to it, I wasn't feeling it all the way through, but it's pretty good. Then you got his return to being called Blaze straight up. Clockwork Gray. Remember when this album was going to be called Last House on Dead Street? And they changed it to Clockwork Gray. This album's dope as hell. Memorable tracks: Crypt Keeper, Toe Tags, and Body Bags. What? That song is dope. But then you got Escape Artist, and that's like everybody's jam. They love that at the show. It's really good live. And then you got his first EP right here. Back whenever he just wore like the pantyhose over the face and had the gang rags on and his bloody ass shirt and carried the shotgun. It's pretty good. Another copy of One Less G in the Hood. This is a little bit better looking version of the album. And then you got his original Gang Rags album. Not the one that got re-released on Magic Ninja. This is the original Psychopathic one, of course, that when you bought it came with, if you didn't know, different colored gang rags in each box. There was 4 of them right there: green, white, red, and blue. And that's the black one, and this one's the blue one, I believe. Yeah. Oh, and then you got, oh man, this just hurts me so bad, you know, the Demented Duo, Twisted. You know, they are still doing their things. They're still doing it big, of course. They still have their hardcore fans. You got the people that just stand by them through and through, and I understand. Because, I mean, I love Twisted just as much as the next. I love Blaze. I love freaking Boondocks still. You know what I mean? It's just, it's hard for me to grasp because the underground was such a strong family. Psychopathic Records just seemed to be such a strong label, like one of those labels that wasn't going to suffer things like other labels did, like bigger mainstream labels. You know, like, oh, I hate to sound weird or anything, but like No Limit, for example. Remember how like that was crazy, had all kinds of artists, but I guess that just goes to show when you like flood it with too much stuff going on, eventually some people
feel unappreciated and they feel they can do better off on their own. And Twisted's proven they can do it because obviously they have Magic Ninja now, and they have signed a lot of great acts that are unheard of. You know, like what's that? That I don't even know them very well. You got the Gorilla Group, the Skilo G or whatever, and then who else is on there? Lex the Hexmaster. You know, I mean, I don't even have those albums. I don't. I haven't bought a single Magic Ninja Entertainment album, period. It has nothing to do with it. It's just, to me, it just, and this is my personal opinion, and I hope nobody takes offense to it, but to me, it's Psychopathic Part 2. They took half of Psychopathic's artists, they went and did their own thing. Maybe it's for the best. Maybe, you know, I don't see what's going on between the lines, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are more in the loop than what I am. But, I mean, it is what it is. They're doing their thing, so, you know, kudos to them. But in the meantime, I guess, let's just take a look at these wonderful Twisted Psychopathic albums. Starting with Most Tasteless. And I believe Twisted's doing a Most Tasteless tour right now, where they're performing this album in its entirety. And I love that. These groups are getting together, like ICP's been doing, you know, they're doing the Great Malenko tour where they're showing that, they're playing that in its entirety. I saw them on the Riddlebox tour and they played that album in its entirety, and that was fucking amazing. They just did the Raise Shangri-La at the Gathering, you know. I think Twisted, they're also doing a Mirror Mirror show as well, where they're doing that whole album. And I think that's fun because when we first started listening to this shit, we would just sit, we'd light up, blaze up, whatever, and just listen to the album from start to finish. Whether it was Most Tasteless, Freak Show, Mirror Mirror, The Green Book, any one of them, we just would listen to it thoroughly and just enjoy really good music, you know. Let's go back though. Let's go to Freak Show, the album that came alongside of Bizarre Bizarre in the year 2000. This actually was my very first Twisted CD ever. I didn't have Most Tasteless. I was like, yeah, they're not ICP. I understand they're trying to do their thing. But when I went ahead and bought this and listened to it and Mutant X came on, I was like, holy shit, these guys can fucking rap. Then I got Most Tasteless, and then obviously it's history from there. Got Mirror Mirror here, which isn't one of my most favorite albums. People love this album. But to me, it's not one of my personal faves. I prefer Green Book over Mirror Mirror. Green Book has a lot of good songs. One of my most favorite songs, The Marsh Lagoon. Such a dope-ass album. Then you got Man's Myth and Mutant. One album released in 2 different volumes, so it's actually 2 albums. Really good. It's got some really good songs on it. That's Mutant. It's got some good ones, but Man's Myth was the best. Story of Our Lives was a great album. You had Off the Chain, Karma, Controversy, Entity. Then you got Independence Day. And this is another good album by them. And this actually glows in the dark too. And then the album that a lot of people don't like very much, Heartbroken and Homicidal. The start of Twisted's emo days, as I like to call it, because this feels like a complete emo album. But it has some good songs. Honestly, I like the song All the Rest. Apples and Circles is really good. So, then you have what has become, I forgot about that one. One of my personal favorite Twisted albums right here, Abominations. Got both versions, the one with Madrox and Monoxide on the cover. They both have 2 different tracks on them. This is, like I said, easily become one of my most favorite Twisted albums right here. Has a lot of good songs, start to finish. And then the last track, Love Don't Live Here Anymore. It's been cold since you went away. Best name ever for a song. LDLHALBCSYWA. And come the fuck on. They couldn't fit the whole thing on the back, so we're like, well, we'll just do that. We got some other Twisted projects here. obviously, when they toured and they released House of Crazies. And this is their first House of Crazies album they released. I haven't even opened this yet. This is Head Trauma. Maybe I should open it, huh? And then you got a Cutthroat Christmas. This bootleg ass CD that was a Christmas exclusive. Look, it's like completely on a Burton disc. Look at that with the Hatchet Man in there. Crazy. You got the Story of Our Lives single. Homie Wes from Back in the Day channel, Psychopathic Reviews, hooked me up with this. And then you got limited CDs. Twisted End of Days. This was a tour exclusive. As well as the Toxic Terror limited edition. These albums are super rare. The only way you could have ever gotten them was on the Toxic Terror or, what was that, the End of Days tour? Yeah. And then, of course, you have Cryptic Collection 2, Cryptic Collection 3, as well as Cryptic Collection 4. And if you pre-ordered it in time, you got it autographed. Just like in this, I don't consider this Magic Ninja because they didn't have a label name, but this was their first album they released after they left Psychopathic Records. It's an EP, A New Nightmare. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's an EP. It does have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What? Yeah, 9 songs on it. So, I don't know. I guess it could be considered an album. But it is also autographed. When they started. I do like that logo, though. The Skeleton Twin logo. Oh, but there you have it. We'll save the psychopathic ones for another trip down memory lane. But I just want to kind of talk a little bit about the fact of this awesomeness here that is now Magic Ninja Entertainment. I wish them all the best of luck, honestly. I have seen them one time since they have not been psychopathic. And, I mean, it was a good show. It was, the Juggalo something tour, I can't remember what they called it, but it had, like, Lex the Hex open up, then Boondocks, then Blaze, and then Twisted. So it was a good show. I mean, the thing about it was, it had, like, it was at a small venue, which was dope, because it reminded me of old shit. But I've been to smaller venues than that one, and it was packed shoulder to shoulder. This one had probably about 40, maybe 50 people in there. And it was just crazy. But yeah, there it is, guys. So there you have it, guys. Signing off right now for day 2 of his 17 days of retirement. I hope you enjoyed the little look at the Twisted, Blaze, let's just say it, the Magic Ninja Entertainment crew on their psychopathic days right there. We'll get into the ICP and other current psychopathic artists maybe tomorrow's vid, maybe a little bit later. Maybe we'll save it, we've got 17 days to cover. We need to stretch this out, So I just want to thank you guys for watching. If you didn't know, follow me on Instagram, Scary Gary KC. Same thing, follow me on Twitter, Scary Gary KC. Like this vid, share it. Let's send this channel out with a bang, guys. Come on, give me whatever love you can give as we sign off, and welcome retirement, if you will. Anyways, I'm Scary Gary. Thanks for watching. Much clown love. Peace.